I don't have any New Year's resolutions nor any New Year's goals, and I'll tell you exactly why, and maybe you should rethink if you're having it and why you should not. Maybe. This is based on my opinion, at least, in my experience. And for to start off with, I don't have any habit of doing it, first of all. So that makes it pretty simple and easy for me. So I'm not trying to break a habit. Second of all is because I don't see the reason for why I should base everything off a calendar year. Because it implies in some way that I should take action when the new year arrives. And in my opinion, that doesn't make any sense. I should just take action when action needs to be taken. That is what I think. And to give an example of speed, because when you're taking action and you're gathering speed, you accumulate speed. That's the most important part of entrepreneurship and sales and life in general, that you take action, not inaction, because inaction is an action itself. And the reason why you need speed is because, I'll give you an example actually. So I started this project right now, to not give too much information about it. It's because it's not public knowledge yet. Together with two friends, we started this project, and we have a client already. And we got that client through selling. So 3 days after having had deep conversations and thinking and going through expectations and actually deciding to go with this idea and try it, one of the basic things that we brought up, and one of the most important things that we brought up, is that we need speed. We need to take action really quickly, and we have to do it now. So what we did was that we decided to go with it and then sell. So pick up the phone, call people, email people, write to people, and contact them. 3 days after having made that decision to actually start a company or start a project, whatever you want to call it, we got our first client, and the client's very happy. And we wouldn't have gotten that feedback, the instant feedback from the client that they actually want us and they're interested in us. We wouldn't have taken the opportunity if it weren't for that we actually had speed in mind and we wanted to take action. And therefore, I don't see why you should, based off because time as we view it is a human construct, right? You know, the watch, the time, yes, is based off the sun, it's based off metrics that you can divide like when the sun goes up and down and all that. But at the same time, time is a human construct. Animals don't really care about it. Time doesn't affect them in that way. Of course, you get older. Of course, you get of age in things, but that doesn't really have an impact on the wildlife and the nature, and therefore I don't see why I should have any New Year's resolution, as I need speed, and if it implies that I should wait for a new calendar year to actually take action or do anything new, that doesn't make sense to me, because then why should I wait? I want speed, I want to take action now. I'll give you a better example actually. So a month ago, so now it's 1st of January 2023, people were asking me like, okay, are you preparing your New Year's resolution, what things you're gonna do, and what things and habits you should take on, and what new whatever. And I said, no, I'm gonna start it now. If I have an idea of what I want to do, why should I wait? I should start it now. And they were looking at me like, yeah, but don't you have a lot of other things? Yeah, well, I have a lot of other things to do as well, but time is precious and time is scarce. That's the only thing that we do not have in abundance, time, even though we might think that. So yes, but I'm impatiently aggressive. Patiently aggressive. Whatever Patrick Bet-David says, I agree with him. I don't remember, but I remember the gist of it, that you should take action immediately. I agree totally with that. So those are my reasons for, I could dive deeper into it, but I haven't really put too much emphasis and thought on it, because I've just decided to not make any New Year's resolution, New Year's goals, or anything like that. I believe in taking action. As soon as you get an idea, I want you to do it. And the thing is, I really dislike when people say, okay, yeah, I have this great idea, and it's about this X, Y, Z, and when you're doing this, okay, and then it goes a week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks or a month or whatever, or a day, I'll be asking them, well, have you researched more upon it, and have you started project? What project? It's like, why haven't you taken action? Why are you wasting your time on ideas that you want to implement? That doesn't make any sense to me. Why are you not taking action when you can. Why are you waiting with doing the things that you can do right now? And there's people close to me to do this, and I don't understand why. If you have an idea, implement it. If you have an idea, test it, because you don't know if the idea is good if you haven't tested. If you haven't got the feedback from people, then what are you gonna base your next decision on? You haven't already made a decision to take action. You made a decision to be inactive. And how are we gonna achieve anything in life by being inactive? And there's a time and place for when to chill and not do anything hasty, but that's not the same thing as taking action, specifically a strategic action. And in my opinion, speed is everything. And even though if your idea might not be perfect, then maybe you should start it anyways, because it's never going to be perfect. You can never expect it to be perfect. And it's never going to be perfect to the degree that big companies that have been around for so long still don't have any perfect business model. They're constantly changing, they're constantly improving, they're constantly revising their business plan, their business model. And as my father likes to take this example, if I remember correctly, it's that one of Napoleon's generals said that as soon as the war starts and you move your troops, the plan is obsolete and the plan should be changed. Because you can't plan for everything. Therefore, you should take action and then be improvising. Improvise in every aspect of life that needs improvising, and be strategic in other aspects of life where you need to be strategic, and combine those. And I believe strongly, and I would put my money on and vote and bet my money on someone that is resourceful, can take action, and can be strategic, and can improvise at the same time. If you can do those things, and you're brave and bold enough to do this, because you need to be brave and bold to take action, right? You need to be smart to be strategic, right? And also improvise, you need some form of creativity. Also, you need to have some form of creativity to actually be strategic, because you have to foresee the future in some way, or at least try to plan ahead. I bet my money on that person. In comparison to anyone else, I bet my money on that person. It doesn't matter for what. It doesn't matter if you're going to be a football player. It doesn't matter if you're going to be a professional athlete. It doesn't matter if you're going to be a professional in any other sense, a businessman, whatever. I'm going to put my money on you if you can show me that you have those qualities. Because that is the most important part of life, in my opinion. And now I went on a tangent, but this is super important, because if you don't take action, if you wait, you won't get feedback. The market changes all the time. And that's another, also, it could be actually a counter argument if I'm thinking of it. It could be a counter argument to not taking action, is that the market is continuously changing, it's adapting. But then you need to adapt as well. And you can't adapt if it's like a chessboard. Yeah, I've been starting to play a lot of chess. Actually, it's really fun. I like it. I've liked it for a long time, but an interest that I picked up quite recently. And if you move a piece, then you open up for some other pieces, and you also open up for the counterpart to make their next move. But if you stand still and just wait, then probably you're gonna be taken. You're gonna be in checkmate. So take action, have speed, and I don't have any New Year's resolutions nor any New Year's goals. I have life goals, I have life promises. That's what I have. If you want, I can actually talk about that real quick. I have habits that I want to implement, and I want to have. I have life goals, life dreams, but they're not basically, they're not based off the calendar year. They're based off action. They're based on, because I view long term, but I haven't set any specific dates to it, so maybe it's not a goal, actually it's more of a dream. But some things you can't really set a goal on, and some things you can. And I'd agree that you should set some goals, but these are quite recent thoughts that I actually had. What am I specifically thinking of? And as you know, I don't really like to talk about all of my goals. Some goals I can talk about, but I don't really like to talk about all of my goals because I want to keep it private. Because if I keep it private, then I won't get that dopamine kick from telling you the goal, therefore making me actually want to strive for it. And that's a tangent in itself. But take action. I have life goals. I have life habits that I want to implement, and I think working on building a habit of something is more valuable than working towards a specific goal, because the habit will get you to the goal if you've done it strategically correct and right. But the goal can be revised, and the goal is like when you set a goal that's based on your current knowledge, your approximated knowledge of the world, the universe, and everything, which means that you have limited, like narrow knowledge of how the world works. Even though if you have an approximate closer to the truth, you're not at the truth, right? Which means that if I make a decision right now and setting a goal, that might be incorrect or it needs to be revised. No problem with that, but it's better, I believe, for me to work on having habits that I want to have, habits that will get me to that goal and further, like talking to strangers, to enhance my social skills, icebreakers, picking up the phone and calling people, selling, pitching ideas, sending emails, sending texts, sending messages to new people with new business ventures, ideas, and all that. Reading a book, consuming content that'll make me develop myself. That's a habit I want to have. And then a goal, I know I have to revise that. I have to think of that more, but I've already thought about it in some sense, and it makes more sense to me to have habits that I want to achieve and have in my everyday life, month, goal, weekend, whatever. Hope you like this video, guys, and don't forget to like and subscribe, and have a great new year. This year is our year, as all of the years that have been in the past and in the future. See ya, bye bye.